You know that photo that was the desktop of your computer for all those years? I think I've just found it. Check this out. G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now this tropical paradise that we've been exploring over the last few episodes is actually a series of smaller islands, and at least 20 of them are completely uninhabited. Today's our final episode out here. So the plan is Fran and I are going to set out and explore as much of this area as we can and as many of these different islands. We've actually got our hands on a jet ski for this episode, guys, and that's certainly going to help the cause. I have noticed there's been a lot of questions lately in the comments section about what's happened to the new boat, where are you, what have you got planned next. Firstly, thanks for leaving those comments, really do appreciate your feedback, and I'm going to try and answer as many of those questions as I can as the episode goes on. But let's get straight into the action, guys. Just flying the drone, and actually in the next bay over I've just spotted a heap of bonefish in the shallows. Now, bonefish are a fish that people are very excited about. People travel to all sorts of weird places all over the globe chasing this one specific fish, and they're not big. They're only kind of that size. And I must admit, I didn't really get caught up too much in the hype of a bonefish until spotting them on the drone. I kind of thought they're like a glorified mullet. I know people are going to hate me for saying that, but now after watching them feed and how they go about their business, I'm hooked on them. I get it now. So the whole addiction to them is that it's sight casting. You can see them feeding in the shallows. And once they feed, they'll put their head down, and their fin will sometimes come out of the water because the water is that shallow. So when you're looking for them, that is what you see, and then you can go and cast accordingly. Once they've found a little shrimp or a crab hole, he's actually sucking in all the mud and silt and then spitting it out to the side, kind of digging a hole, hoping to pick up that little crustacean there. So I'm getting pretty keen to go and chase one now. I'm going to throw a grub soft plastic on here, run over to the next bay and see if we can have a bit of luck. This could be my first ever bonefish. No way. What the hell is that doing here? Beautiful nautilus in the coconut forest. So that's where the high tide gets to. Oh, that's where the tide is now. Obviously on a higher tide, it must come in behind here. That is amazing. And I dare say not too many people beachcomb along this stretch. That's awesome. Yes, I've just spotted one feeding way out there. But they seem to spook very easy. So I'm just gonna go very, very slowly out there. Holy shit. Far out, that's a big bonefish. He's on it, he's on it, he's on it, he's on it. Oh! Bloody bonefish. Bugger the bonefish. Just a bloody glorified mullet anyway. No luck with the bonies today, guys. Now I'm gonna have to trudge back through this coconut forest to get to the other side. But while the weather is just so good and so glassy calm out there, I don't want to waste any more time chasing these bonies. Let's go get out on the ocean, find some clear water, find some new dive spots. All right guys, I want to share a little bit of a life hack with you. In your side pocket, in your back pocket, is a travel pack of athletic greens and a bowl of water. Put one into the other. So I recently reread the ingredients that go into these athletic greens. Now, you know all those vitamins, minerals, and superfoods that you've probably heard of and you know are good for you, but are just impossible to source on your own. Things like barley grass, cacao beans, spirulina, beet powder, burdock root, dandelion root, and a range of various mushrooms, and a heap of other ingredients that I'd never heard of, but you just know they're so damn good for you. You can reap the rewards of all these superfoods, minerals, vitamins, just by taking this drink. It's a hell of a lot easier that way. So if you are into looking after yourself, guys, please do yourself a favor and click the link in the description and check out the ingredients that go into this AG1 and make up your mind for yourself, guys. I've recommended this to a heap of friends and family, heard nothing but good results. So now is a great time, if you're not already on board, for you guys to try it out as well. The link in the description is just for B2B viewers. It will give you a special offer. It's gonna give you 5 free travel packs that fit into your pocket, plus a year's supply of vitamin D. If that's not enough, guys, Athletic Greens offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can try it for yourself, see if you like it, and you can get your hands on some through the link in the description. All right, let's go get back on the water and make the most of our last day exploring this tropical paradise. You know that photo that was the desktop of your computer for all those years? I think I've just found it. Check this out. This is honestly one of the most scenic things I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't believe I'm actually standing here. Like, this is kind of surreal. It feels like I'm standing in like a paradise photograph. It's just, I'm lost for words. Come for a bit of a walk. Water's so clear. There's a little mullet through the shallows. There's some bone, oh no, they're mullet as well, but there are some bonefish that look like that cruising around. Little barracuda. Wow. What a day. Can't imagine how it could get any better. This is just surreal. Just incredible. I mean, to get weather like this is so rare. The ocean is flat calm, the water is crystal clear. This is like once in a blue moon type weather. As we're cruising through the shallows, it's literally like snorkeling from the jet ski. You can see all the different fish species and the beautiful coral. And what we've actually found here is a number of blue holes in the lagoon that drop down really deep. While the middle of them gets pretty deep and murky, along the outside, along the rim of these blue holes, there's so much to see. Alright guys, first question that's been commonly asked in the comments section is, how do you play the Back to Basics videos in order? Quite annoyingly, when you type in Back to Basics onto YouTube, it just spits out all the random videos that YouTube thinks you want to watch in no particular order, and it's further complicated by the fact that we've got 2 different series playing on the same channel. So the answer is, go to our page, click on the playlist section, and here you'll see all the different series. So we've got The Great Adventure 3, which is currently playing. We've got Az's The Blue Highway, our collab with Sailing La Vagabond, and all the way back to The Great Adventure 1, where it first started for Fran and I. If you click on any one of these, you can see the episodes in order, click which one you want, and then the rest of the series will play in order. Next question is, what happened to the new boat? Good news, guys, we're back on the Genesis, we're back on the new boat next week for a brand new series dropping on YouTube. Az and I are also reunited for the first time in a long time in this series, so we're really excited to share this with you. But for now, let's go and explore a new island. This is paradise, Fran. You see any bonefishers? Oh, you can look at them all. Must be a school of trevally. Got something. They must be trevallies, eh? Yeah. Oh. Is it a bluefin trevally? Oh, it's a bluefin trevally. Smallest one I've ever caught.
Yeah. So pretty.
They're so cool, hey? Here, mate. good source of protein is hard to come by on these islands, so we're once again relying on the ocean for food. By now, we know that the sharks here are also eager for a cheap meal, so we need to be really sure of our shots while spearfishing. As we've been driving along, this dolphin's come and started surfing our bow wave, so we've stopped the boat. And then it's just like it's wanted to play with us, so we slipped in the water and just had the most amazing swim. That's amazing. Now we are in for an absolute treat today, guys. I've got one hell of a cook up planned. It involves the coral trout, the tastiest fish in the ocean. We're gonna cook him 4 different ways. Come up here, I'll show you what I've got planned. All right, the idea behind this, coral trout, they've got to be one of the most sought after and tastiest fish. So by cooking it 4 ways, it's a great way to entertain, you know, a barbecue, or if you're out camping, put on a bit of feed for everyone, or even getting the good books with the missus. So what we're gonna do to start with is just fillet him up. Everyone's got their favourite way of filleting a fish. We're halfway there. Flip him over and fillet the other side. We'll get through the next stuff pretty quick. So, taking the coral trout wings out, we'll come back to him. The idea here is that we're going to get a few different stages going at different times. First things first, let's get the beautiful meat away from the skin here and fill it up properly. All right. We're actually going to keep this, guys. This is going to be one of the courses. Take the pin bone out. All right, now we've got one fillet done. We're going to get straight into one of the courses. So chop this bloke up really nice and fine and get him in a small bowl. And what this is going to become is a beautiful coral trout ceviche. All right, this is going to be one of our entrees. So we'll just leave him for a sec. We'll get back to him. Keep the flies off him. Now we're going to take the skin off that other piece of meat, piece of coral trout there. All right, so there we've got our meat of coral trout. Beautiful 1.5 fillet, and also that wings on top. Let that sit for a sec. Next step, we're going to chop this coral trout skin up really fine. And you guessed it, guys, we're going to make pork crackling style coral trout crackling. This seemed to be trending a little bit on the internet. Everyone had a bit of a crack at doing this one. If you haven't yet, I recommend trying it, guys. It's absolutely delicious. Rather than blunting my good knife, I'm going to attack it with a pair of scissors. Rather than blunting Fran's scissors, I'm going to attack it with my bad knife. Oh, there we are, guys. We've got a number of coral trout skin slithers there. We really want this ceviche to start cooking now. Generally takes, you know, minimum 20 minutes to achieve a good result. If it's a new concept here, basically we're gonna cook this raw fish in the citrus of lemons and limes. It's really practical if you're out on the water, and it actually tastes so delicious. Got some big juicy lemons here, and we're just gonna squeeze the daylights out of them, try and get a good coverage over all this fish. This really became our staple diet on the Great Adventure, if anyone's up to date with that on YouTube. All right, that's a pretty generous coverage of it there. So we'll get this covered up, let that start cooking, get on to the next course. All right, now we've got our gas mate on. We want this really hot, and the good thing about these gas mates, mate, they're absolutely brilliant. They crank. We've been lucky enough to sort of travel around the whole country with one of these, and they are so good. We've got these trout skins nice and salted. That salt is gonna help with them crisping up. Get them in there. And when they curl up like that, that is exactly what you want.
Oh yeah.
Get a batter going with a mixture of Great Northern and self-raising flour and chop some of those fillets up nice and thin.
We've got the beer battered coral trout on there now. Once again, a really hot pan and a generous amount of oil. This is how those coral trout cracklings came out. That is exactly what you're going for. That little pigtail like that, so delicious. So that's gonna be our first course. We're gonna have a bit of a tasting bladder here of the 4 different types of coral trout. All right, while that's cooking, we're just gonna make a little sauce for the top of this beer battered fish. A bit of that wild spinach. We're gonna chop it up fine, save a little bit for your ceviche. It's looking a little bit sad actually, but chop it up really fine. Coriander or basil works well for this. Get your green stuff in there. Canola oil, generous squeeze of these big juicy limes. Oh yeah, geez. Generous amount of salt, bit of pepper. All right, these coral trout bits look absolutely delicious. Just let the oil kind of cook off them. They smell so good, guys. All right, for our 4th and final course, we're doing these coral trout wings. Now I've got a very oily pan, so just dip him in the oil, all that meat, so it gets a nice cook to start with. We're actually gonna go lid on so it cooks all the way through here. Finish that ceviche off. What we're gonna do, just a couple of thinly sliced cherry tomatoes and a little bit of thinly sliced onion as well. You can see that ceviche has now changed color, and that fish is kind of medium rare, which is exactly what we want. So we'll drain a bit of that juice out, get that in there, mix that all around. That onion's gonna give it a bit of crunch, tomato, a bit of flavor, and a bit of green stuff to keep mum happy. We're getting very, very close. How are these wings going? All right, I think our 4th and final course is done. These coral trout wings. Moment of truth. Oh, they're hot. Oh, perfect, look at that. It's just falling apart. So we can turn this off, squeeze a lime on top. Oh, wow. That is so good. Oh, look at that, guys. There we have it. Beer battered coral trout, crispy skin coral trout ceviche, coral trout wings, all done up on a pretty simple pan in about half an hour, guys. That, I mean, anyone can do that, guys. Give it a try at home. Let me know how you go. Nice. The flies like it. Have you enjoyed the last couple of weeks, Fran?
The last couple of weeks have been absolutely unreal.
Oh yeah,
unreal.
Amazing. Hey,
Yeah.
So much so that we've decided to continue this type of lifestyle, the tropical paradise, catch and cook, living off the land, and we're putting those episodes on a new channel called The Castaways.
Yeah.
Some of you may have already been familiar with it. Thanks for checking it out. If you haven't yet, jump over and check it out, guys. There's lots more of this type of stuff. We hope you enjoy it.
Thanks for watching.